stand together, we'll never fall. We can make a difference.
Well, hi there, and welcome back to another episode of the All Around Growth podcast. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host. Today is Tuesday, October 25th, 2022. This is episode number 450 of a show where you join me with my family on our small farm and homestead as we grow all around, where we talk about the 5 W's and how, as we build the family business, the family businesses, our community, as we grow everything here at York Meadow Farm. And today we are going to be talking about freesteading, content creation, and how that applies to the homestead. All right. So freesteading is one of the world's largest communities of homesteaders and self-reliance experts. And this is a place where you can get direct access to your favorite homesteading content creators and learn from thousands of experts. Find new groups, make new friends, get questions answered in the forums, direct message friends, participate in live events, and enjoy. So we're going to talk about freesteading today. We're going to talk about how this ties into content creation and, like I said, the homestead. Before we do that, though, I'd like to take a moment and mention the sponsor of today's show, which is York Meadow Farm. York Meadow Farm produces small batch, handcrafted batches of probiotic-rich fermented foods and natural bath and body products. Here on the homestead, we nourish you from the inside and out. So I don't really know what else to say. I'm really kind of focused on freesteading. I've spent the last hour and a half experimenting, creating my account, working to submit to be a community leader there so I can get a community going there for all around growth so we can continue to connect. I've already connected with Letty. Shout out to Letty out there. She reached out to me. She saw me active on there, poking around, sniffing around, and she has sent me a friend request. So you guys out there that are on freesteading, go ahead and connect with me there. For those of you who don't know what freesteading is, I decided to pull up the introduction to freesteading, and I'll just play that in the background and share that with you so you can get caught up to date with me and the rest of us who are over there. So check it out.
Hey everybody, this is Tag from the YouTube channel Life Done Free. As you know, freesteading.com is a new online platform that will focus on homesteading, self-sufficiency, and off-grid living. Freesteading is a true free speech platform, and it's designed around you. You have access to private groups, private forums, and private Zoom calls. With freesteading.com, you can communicate not just with the community, but also your favorite creator, like Deep South Homestead, Green Dreams TV, and Permapasture Farms, to name a few. You can also directly engage with your favorite creator. As a member, you'll have access to a huge community of knowledgeable experts. This direct access will give you the priceless information that it took many people years to learn. A true free speech platform allows you to have the conversations away from the fact checkers. With video meetings, you and your favorite channel can have live meetings, and the instant messaging feature will give you the answers much faster than email. There is even a place with special content and direct access to learn from your favorite freesteader. As you all know, community matters. Get involved, be active, and together we can live a life done free.
Okay, so there you have it, guys. And based on what I can see, freesteading seems to have a Facebook MO to it, right? But it also has that old forum feel, because there's state discussion groups. Like I said, I'm very new to it. I just joined it. I've heard a lot of chatter about it recently in Telegram groups. I've heard some people talking about it. Looks like Nicole Sauce is on there, and she's got her Living Free in Tennessee community there, and we'll see what happens, guys. But anyways, I'm excited to explore. I've joined one group so far. It's the State of Ohio group, and I made a post there. Said, hey, who's out here in Northeast Ohio, Medina County? So I'd be remiss if I did not communicate some reservations about this. I have, you know, this also like has a bit of a Gab feel to it, right? And I'm on Gab. I'm on as many social media platforms as possible. My objective is to connect with as many people as possible who are on the same trajectory that I am. And, you know, I'm a simple man. I believe that friendship, love, and truth are basic guides to the ultimate destiny of all mankind. And I believe that living a life that is in line with goals and objectives and ideologies in order to facilitate that, those are the people that I'm looking to connect with. And it just so happens that many of those people are in and around the homestead community. I oftentimes struggle with feeling like a homesteader. And if you're listening to this, chances are you do too. And you know what? That's maybe all the more reason to participate in communities like Freesteading. Because to someone else out there who's just getting started, maybe you are an expert. And I've found that creating content, whether it's in the form of a podcast, whether it's in the form of a YouTube video, whether it's in the form of a blog post, whether it's in the form of those are pretty much the top three, but you get the drift. When you create content and you put it out there, you force yourself to learn. You force yourself to become an expert, you know, and let's just say content in the form of presentations as well. You know, I think that when you begin to teach, you truly begin to learn. It's also very humbling. One of the things that we promote, if you will, is the idea of educate, nourish, healthy. That's our little motto here at York Meadow Farm. Educate because that's naturally what my parents do. They've raised us in a manner that facilitates learning. And that's what we do here on the homestead with our customers, with our family, our friends. We continue to educate. With the food and the products we make, we nourish inside and out. to be healthy. So I look forward to further exploration of freesteading. Let's just take a look here, on this activity feed. We've got a bunch of groups here on the left-hand side. You can filter these out by the newest groups, active groups, popular groups. On the right-hand side, you've got state discussion groups, general discussion groups. It looks like there's groups on survival, there's groups on homesteading, there's groups on livestock, there's groups on homeschooling, there's groups on gardening, there's groups on off-grid living. There are a bit of advertisements, nothing too obscene, but you're going to have that if you want to maintain a free platform. Below the groups on the left-hand side, you see all the different forums that are available. And you can see the active forums, the new forums. Hopefully you'll see all around growth in there. But you can see some familiar names like Living Free in Tennessee, Needy the Pharmacist. There are some popular homesteading names that I'm not familiar with that I look forward to learning about. There's a place where you can see recently active members. And again, the feed on this is very reminiscent of a Facebook feed or kind of a live Twitter feed. You've got different tabs on here where you can explore the different communities, the forums, events. This appears to be a cool, there's something called the roadmap. And basically that just is outlines some projections as far as what can be expected down the road next year. Like a marketplace, for example, that's slated to be released this month or next month, where you can trade, negotiate, or barter with the entire freesteading.com community. Our marketplace will be 100% for all users and will serve as a platform to help promote your business and goods within the community. So that's cool. Look forward to that coming up soon. Next year, you can expect courses by your favorite community leaders and experts. Freesteading.com is about communicating and learning from others. With the introduction of our Freesteading courses platform, you will be able to enroll into beginner, intermediate, and advanced courses taught by your favorite community leaders and experts. And then there is going to be a VIP patron program in 2023 that reads, our VIP patron program will be released to the community, allowing users to have access to a myriad of VIP-only tools and services from their favorite community leaders. That will be next year. So it looks like we're going to have a free platform to use for perhaps indefinitely with VIP tools and services, for lack of a better term, and access to that through a payment plan. So that makes sense. There's also some apparel here where you can buy t-shirts, men's and women's t-shirts, aprons, tote bags, and some other products, apparently. So what else do we have here? Hats, hoodies, duffel bags, all sorts of things. This is kind of cool, and actually gives me some ideas for the homestead here. Maybe we need to put together some swag, and that is something to explore. Maybe some people are interested, and ultimately, if not interested in buying it, it sure would be nice to have some things to give out to people as gifts for their business, for the loyals, the ones who have been supporting us, over the years at market, and the new customers the new partners who are actively supporting us now as we grow online and we grow and ship product coast to coast. I hesitated in the beginning and kind of hemmed and hawed with the sponsorship because I'm still a little bit, it's a little bit awkward to talk about, the sponsor when the sponsor is your own family. But when it comes to homesteading and the growth and development of the homestead, building the life and homestead of our dreams here, it takes a family. The old proverbial saying, it takes a village, right? Oh boy. It's not wrong, but the application in which that statement is oftentimes used is not right. Anyways, that's the freesteading community, guys. I will link to it in the show notes for sure. I will link to information to the community. I will also link to my profile and see if there's some kind of invite link. I see email invites here, but I'll spend a little bit more time on this today, but ultimately I've got to get to work. We've got lots of cabbage ready to be processed into sauerkraut. And I will be, we've got caraway and jalapeno cilantro and lemon dill and curtido and a number of different things to make this week. So in the downtime, though, I will be exploring the freesteading community. From what I can tell so far, looks pretty cool. I like the ability to have groups. I like the communities. I like the activity feed. I like the fact that there's some events and forums in here, and it appears pretty clean, easy to navigate, and so well done on this. Whoever is setting this up, Tad, and we'll see how this goes. Now, how does this tie into content creation and the homestead? Well, like I said, we are active on, and when I say we, I'm at this point, I'm referring specifically to the podcast. Active on multiple social media platforms, we float, and I personally am on Gab and Minds and Permies. The show is on Instagram. The show's also got a YouTube channel, new YouTube channel. Trying to increase presence of the show, also increase presence of the homestead, and basically make it one and the same. This started off as a side project 2 years ago, basically as a response to everybody's reaction to COVID, and ultimately was the second iteration, third iteration of my dabbling with podcasting. And finally, this was something that stuck. Once I left my job back in May, my day job, went full-time on the farm in June, I started thinking, how can I best devote my time to the growth and development of the homestead? Because the homestead is how I make a living now. And after working with Eric Johnson, the podcast talent coach, I'll link to him in the show notes, along with the episode that, the interview that I did with him in the episode that you can hear where we started generating some ideas about how to take the show in a different direction, tie that into the farm and homestead, because that's what the show turned into, is building the life and homestead of your dreams through setting goals. I'll link to the goal setting guide in the show notes as well. That became an integral component of the format and structure of the show, and ultimately it tied into the growth and development of everything that we're doing here on the homestead, because that is how we are growing all around. Growing as people, we're growing our businesses, plural. We're growing our markets, we're growing our customer base, we're growing our relationships and cultivating relationships with people, friends, family, community, all of that. So the show has become the homestead, has become the show. Everything is one and the same. And as far as content creation is concerned, there's content being created for the All Around Growth podcast, content being created for York Meadow Farm, content being created sometimes specifically for Telegram or for the website. All right. So all of this, though, is being done now in an effort to earn a living, right? A lot of this gets directed back towards York Meadow Farm. York Meadow Farm ultimately tries to drive people to the store where we sell the products that we make here. Yes, we sell them at farmers markets. That's great. But we want to increase the sales through the online store, because that is very easy. Customers like it, and it allows the market experience from the comfort of your own home. So if you guys are interested in healthy fermented foods, bath and body products, check it out, yorkmeadowfarm.com. And I'll talk about that in the way that I do, and hopefully try not to sound too shilly about all of this. But that's to learn how to effectively do all of this. For me, I'm learning from all of these communities. Many of these people who are probably on Freesteading right now, like Nicole Sauce, for example, who are running businesses, making things happen, connecting with people, building community, getting shit done. That's what it is now. That's what life is. Getting shit done, doing the work, and making it happen. So there we have it, guys. Freesteading, content creation, and the homestead. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I would definitely encourage you to check out the show notes for links to Freesteading and everything else that we talked about in today's episode. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on another episode of the All Around Growth podcast. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.
The needs are many and answers a few. People turn away, and I wonder why. If I can help somebody, then I want to try. that I believe in friendship and love. And truth is always the best way to the world that may seem odd. I'm an odd fellow. I'm an odd fellow. I'm an odd fellow. If we stand together, we'll never